What up, King? Welcome to a video talking about how to prevent wet dreams whenever you're on the semen retention journey, or even NoFap, or any type of celibacy practice that you're taking up. One of the most common ways that people or men unintentionally release their sexual energies through wet dreams. And there's many sources that say that though wet dreams are not as detrimental as a PMO habit or release, it still does release energy that you could be using to further your spiritual journey, further your evolution as a man, and continue to retain your power in all ways. I'm just going to be giving you tips that I've experienced for myself that has helped mitigate this type of release, and just some things that have really benefited myself and what I've seen to be the most effective. So starting off, the number one most effective thing that I've discovered for myself on this journey is making sure you quit eating by 5 to 6. And that is extremely vital, because a lot of the time whenever you eat too late, you can put pressure on your organ system, and that pressure will build up, especially at night whenever your body is going through its hormonal cycles, collecting energy. Testosterone is the highest whenever you are sleeping and waking up in the morning. So if you're going to sleep with a full stomach, you're putting pressure on your prostate, and that, for whatever reason, induces this substance to come out of us. I don't know what exactly the mechanisms behind it are, but I do know that eating earlier and quitting eating at night helps this so much. A practice that I really enjoyed starting was, instead of fasting in the beginning of your day, start fasting at the end of your day. And this is a super potent practice. If anyone is into intermittent fasting, this will really help you achieve your goals with this. And it actually makes the whole process so much easier, because we're hungriest in the morning time, and having to basically deny that hunger could be detrimental, especially if you weightlift in the morning, if you exercise a lot, and it'll help you have focus because you'll be fueled for the day. Whereas whenever you eat in the morning and stop eating, say you skip dinner, skip 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, then you still have food in your system for the day, and then you're going to sleep in a couple of hours, and you're sleeping through the hardest part of the actual fast, which is so important for success. So try that out. Maybe try taking up an intermittent fasting process that stops your fast earlier in the day instead of stopping your fast later in the day. Number 2, the second most important habit to have in your life is to make sure you're exercising enough. As men, we need to be exercising, we need to be moving our bodies, we need to be active. So make sure that you are using the energy that you're building up, you're storing up, and that you are gifted with as a man. Make sure you're doing things that are strenuous, hard, that really challenge you. Every day, I like to wake up, at least go for a walk in the morning. I try to run as often as possible. Something that I've found to be super effective for myself and training myself and my clients are cardio in one day and strength training the next day, and just rinse and repeat that. I also like to do steady state cardio before doing strength training, and cardio is an amazing thing to do. Moving your body is so important, and making sure that that movement is strenuous is even more important, because if you have an excess of energy, then that has the potential to raise the likeliness of you releasing this energy in your sleep, because there's just so much built up. The third most important thing with stopping wet dreams is to stop lusting and fantasizing so much throughout the day. Just because you see a beautiful woman, it doesn't mean that you don't acknowledge her beauty. It means don't fall into the trap of fantasizing what this woman looks like without her clothes on, what this woman would be like in bed, or getting all riled up. Anytime that you're sending energy to your lower organs and you're getting an erection, for example, that means that you are lusting pretty severely. And the whole goal of this practice is to transmute this lower nature animal desire into a higher nature spiritual virtuous being that humans are meant to be, made in the image of God, act in the image of God. Godliness, purity, what does that look like? And something that really helped me with this, I learned from Swami Sivananda, is to think of women as your mother or your sister. Your mother is more effective, he says, and I found for myself, because you gotta be pretty twisted if you want to do something with your mother. And yes, I'll let you figure out the rest on that one. Try that out. I think it helps a lot. And be patient with yourself, because this process is a journey. It's not just going to stop overnight. You've been doing these habits for a really long time, especially if you've been addicted to porn. Porn rewires your brain and really over-sexualizes everything in life. Everything in life does not have to be sexual. And that doesn't mean that whenever something happens, you won't be ready. Like, for example, you get a girlfriend and you won't be ready for action. That's not what it means. It just means retraining your brain back to a level of what would be normal. I mean, without porn, without content that's explicit online, without such easy access to all of this stuff, we wouldn't be such perverts. Men would not be perverts. And it's okay to acknowledge beauty in women, but if you catch yourself lusting, fantasizing, and going overboard, use that as a springboard to acknowledge, okay, my past programming, my past ways are tainting my perception of reality and making me act and think in a lower vibration. Because we want to become selective as men. Anytime you are just going to take anything that comes to you, then you're not going to get the cream of the crop. And the whole essence of creating a family, creating a future, creating your dreams is choosing what you want in life, picking the life you want. And that requires values and requires standards. Do you want a low vibrational woman who is equally as sexual as maybe your previous state and who will give her body away freely or give her attention away freely just because some attention is given to her? Or do you want a woman who has the same value system, same respect for herself, same purity that you are striving for? Now, with this practice, I really see ourselves as purifying ourselves into a state of godliness. And whatever that means for you, I do feel like godliness holds weight, because godliness is a virtue. It doesn't have to be this big concept of Big Papa in the sky and rules and regulations. It just means virtuous. At least for me it does. And whenever you can start to feel the difference between a pure action, a pure thought, pure way of living versus an impure way of living, then you really start to feel the momentum of your life build, because God will get behind you. And God, I mean the spirit of the universe, great spirit, the essence that permeates all of reality that you can never be separate from. That essence starts to work in your favor because you start to build more of that essence within you. You start to work in alignment with that essence. And releasing your energy, releasing your seed, releasing your essence is the opposite of harnessing and working in alignment with that essence. Another helpful tip for you with preventing wet dreams can be switching your diet to more of a vegetable, fruit-based diet. It doesn't mean completely stopping eating meat, but it does mean eat meat strategically. For example, I eat more meat after I work out, after I do something strenuous, after I do something hard. I don't just eat a ton of meat just because it's my daily routine for example. Eat meat and tune into your body whenever your body is asking for the nutrition. And what I loved from various yogis that I've heard is becoming a vegan or becoming vegetarian should be a natural process. Don't force yourself to become one of those, because usually whenever you become vegan or vegetarian, you actually start to live a more spiritually aligned life, and this process requires things like meditation, pranayama, prayer, and those aspects of life transmute energy and also draw upon larger sources of energy like etheric and astral energy to energize your body instead of your body relying on solely physical nutrition. So if you're thinking about taking up a process of that, allow it to happen naturally. But the number one thing you can possibly do is listen to your body. Don't just eat meat, overeat fat and protein, for example, just because you're trying to hit your macros, just because you want to bulk up. Now, you could do whatever you want, but I have found that eating an excess of meat, for example, does increase the likeliness of your energy spilling, you having desires to release your energy, and also it does have the potential to lower your vibratory rate, because we do need live enzymes, live nutrition, and really just listen to yourself. Listen to your body's wisdom. Because sometimes we just get into habits of doing things because we've been told it's good for us, or that's how we were raised, for example. And the most important thing for preventing wet dreams that I've found for myself is having a meditation practice, having a self-introspection, reflection practice, whether that's qigong, meditation, tai chi, journaling, anything that raises your awareness to where you can be reflective and have an ability to be able to stop thoughts that may be detrimental for you on this journey. And these practices also purify your energy. They transmute your energy to a higher degree of vibration. So make sure that you have these pillars in your life, and if you don't have them in your life, start to implement whatever you can, and you will definitely see some good results from that. But if I could recommend one out of all of them, it would definitely be don't eat late at night. This I have found to be a recipe for disaster, for myself at least. I would love to hear your thoughts on anything that I've talked about. If you want to add any information to help our brothers, that would be great. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a blessed day.